How should you talk to people? This might seem like a basic question, but it's one I've struggled with for years. Let me take you back to a time when I was genuinely terrible at talking to people. I remember this one particular moment. I was at a friend's birthday party. I don't know about you, but I've always been more of an introvert, and big social gatherings used to make me really nervous. I was standing in the corner, clutching my drink like it was a lifeline, watching everyone else chat away like it was the easiest thing in the world. Eventually, one of my friend's friends, Tom, walked over and tried to make conversation with me. He was friendly, easygoing, and genuinely seemed interested in what I had to say. But I was so stuck in my head that I could barely respond with anything beyond yeah, and awkward laughs. The worst part was that I knew I wasn't really listening to him. I was too focused on how I sounded, whether I was being interesting enough or just generally worrying about what he thought of me. After a few minutes, the conversation fizzled out, and Tom politely excused himself. I remember feeling so embarrassed, and I kept replaying that conversation over and over in my head. This was something I struggled with in almost every interaction. I wanted to connect with people, but I just didn't know how to do it well. That night on the way home, something clicked. I realized that my biggest problem wasn't that I didn't know what to say, it was that I wasn't fully present. I wasn't listening. I had this epiphany. If I wanted to become better at talking to people, I had to stop making it all about me. I had to learn how to truly listen to others and respond to what they were saying, not what I thought they wanted to hear or what I thought I should say. Now, I'm not saying I became some conversational wizard overnight, but that experience got me started on a journey of improving how I communicate with others. I've picked up a lot of tips along the way, and I want to share some of them with you. Whether you're an introvert like me or just someone looking to improve their social skills, these tips will help you have more meaningful conversations. Number one, be present. The first and most important thing is to be present. When you're talking to someone, really focus on them. It sounds simple, but so many of us get caught up in thinking about how we're coming across, whether we're saying the right things or just planning what we'll say next. You know that feeling when you're talking to someone and they're glancing at their phone or looking around the room? Yeah, it doesn't feel great, does it? So, the next time you're in a conversation, really tune in. Make eye contact, nod along, and show that you're engaged with what they're saying. Let your mind quiet down and really absorb their words. Number two, ask open ended questions. A huge game changer for me was learning to ask better questions. I used to ask a lot of yes or no questions, which would kill the flow of conversation. Now, I try to ask open ended questions, ones that invite the other person to share more about themselves. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good weekend?" you could ask, "What did you do over the weekend?" This invites the other person to open up, which can lead to deeper, more engaging conversations. People love to talk about themselves, and giving them the space to do that can make them feel more connected to you. Number three, practice active listening. This was a hard one for me, but it's super important. Active listening means more than just hearing the words the other person is saying. It's about really understanding the meaning behind those words, the emotions, and the intention. Here's a little trick. Paraphrase what the other person just said before responding. For example, if they're talking about a stressful day at work, you can say, "Wow, it sounds like today was really tough for you. How are you feeling now?" This shows that you're not only listening, but that you're also understanding them on a deeper level. Number four, don't be afraid of pauses. Silence used to terrify me in conversations. I always thought I had to fill every gap with chatter, but that only made things more awkward. I've learned that it's okay to have pauses. Sometimes just giving someone a moment to collect their thoughts can lead to a more thoughtful and meaningful response. And don't worry if you don't have the perfect thing to say right away. Sometimes less is more. Number five, Show empathy and be genuine. Don't pretend to be interested in something just to keep a conversation going. People pick up on that energy. Instead, focus on topics that genuinely interest you or find something in what the other person is saying that sparks curiosity for you. Also, show empathy when you're talking to someone. If they're sharing something personal or difficult, acknowledge their feelings. It doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say, but showing that you understand their emotions creates a stronger connection. Talking to people, especially in a meaningful way, is a skill. It's something you can practice and get better at over time. I've gone from being the awkward person in the corner of the room to someone who genuinely enjoys having conversation with others. And a big part of that transformation came from learning how to be present, listen actively, ask good questions, and approach conversation with empathy and authenticity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. Share this video to your friends and family. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.